Oh, hey pals, here's what we're doing today. So this is called The Best Neighborhoods in Denver. I think that's what the video is called. What I want to do is go through a bunch of the Denver neighborhoods and explain exactly what they are, what they have to offer, that type of thing. I do this a lot when I have some out of town buyers or people moving here that are like, okay, like Denver, but where specifically do I want to be? What do these different places have to offer? And I sort of sit down with them and look at the map and say, okay, this is that area, etc. We tend to talk about the entire Denver metro, but right now we're just going to do the city of Denver and some of the neighborhoods that has to offer. So I'm going to do a video of the best Denver suburbs or an explanation of Denver suburbs, but that will come later. Today we're just doing Denver itself. This isn't a ranking necessarily as much as it's an explanation of some of my favorite and really just the most prominent neighborhoods in Denver that people will be looking to move to when they're looking to move here, or maybe you already live here and you're looking to buy a place or just sort of relocate and want to get a better idea of what these neighborhoods actually are. So I pulled up niche.com. This is a really cool website that ranks a lot of these different neighborhoods. And I have my list. I was going to do 10, but it ended up being 11 because I couldn't quite narrow it down enough. But that's fine. We'll go through them pretty quick. And these are in alphabetical, so that's just how it organizes them. They're in no particular order. But why don't we take a look at what we have here? So I'm just gonna start at the top and just go down. So the first one's Capitol Hill, which you will know if you live in Denver, is just referred to as Cap Hill. So you can kind of see what it is. Niche has a cool little grading thing. Overall grade, A+, yay. But it talks about public schools, housing, good for families, nightlife, that type of thing. So I want to pull it up here too to give you an idea of where it is if you don't know Denver so much. So here's Denver, and we're going to pull up Capitol Hill, the neighborhood. Okay, so you'll see it is pretty darn central. And it is. Cap Hill is going to be one of the most urban living vibes on this list. It really is. It's a lot of condos and attached properties and stuff like that. It's a lot to do, very walkable, very close to downtown, but more affordable than a lot of other Denver neighborhoods. Parking's not great. That's kind of the one thing. If you buy a place in Cap Hill, you want to make sure you have at least one parking spot along with it. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, Cap Hill it's a good neighborhood. It's a little weird, a little it doesn't feel like you're in a suburb. It feels like you're in a city. There's a lot of beautiful streets, but it's got some grit to it. Not in a 1990s New York City kind of way. It's still Denver. I mean, every neighborhood here is good for the most part, but it is, you'll see where it is. It's just really kind of just south of Colfax and like downtown. Lodo's over here, but then Cap Hill, a ton of dining options, a lot of nightlife, very walkable to other neighborhoods. And if I have clients who are looking to buy their first home, for example, maybe it's a single person or maybe it's a couple, they don't have a big family, meaning they don't need a whole lot of space. You can find that too. But a lot of these old Cap Hill homes have been, united off. So now it's like it was a big mansion or a big house and now it's 4 or 5 units, something like that. Anyway, Cap Hill is one of the places we'll look. If you're in that demographic looking to buy your first place, you don't have a ton of money, but you still want to get into home ownership and you want city living, you want something cool. Cap Hill is a really good place to look. You can find homes in Cap Hill that aren't insanely expensive like they are in some of these other neighborhoods that we will be looking at. So, okay, back to the list. That's Cap Hill. So the next one is Cheeseman Park, and I'm going to open that up, but I want to show you too. You can see on the map over here, this is directly to the east of Cap Hill. This is the neighbor of Cap Hill. And Cheeseman Park neighborhood has a lot of similar things to offer that Cap Hill does. It's got that urban living. It's a little more, well, it's tough to say. It's all sort of built around this park. Cheeseman Park is an amazing park, probably the most underrated park in Denver, in my opinion. And the neighborhood is sort of all around this. So if you are right on the park, it can be great. I mean, it's a quiet park. It doesn't get crazy busy. They don't have crazy big events most of the time, anything like that. It's got the Botanic Gardens right on the east side. It's probably a little more expensive than Cap Hill, but there's so many good condo and smaller unit options here in Cheeseman. A lot of rentals too. With Cap Hill, there's a lot of rentals as well, but good options for home ownership too. Small neighborhood, not very big. Nightlife is an A+ on the niche.com score. Again, you're really in the middle of it, and it's great urban living. It's also, Cheeseman Park is, how can I say this? It's very accepting, a very, very accepting neighborhood, which is a wonderful thing. I think, yes, that is how I want to say it. So Cheeseman, it's a great spot, and it's a great park, the most underrated park in town, in my opinion. Okay, we're still in the C's, a lot of C's, and we're going to take a massive shift here because we are now looking at Cherry Creek. So to give you an idea where it is, there's Denver, and we're just going a little bit south of where we have been. We're going to look at this Cherry Creek neighborhood. Southeast is where we have been. Okay, Cherry Creek. You will see the Cherry Creek Shopping Center. Obviously there, that's one of the bigger malls, probably the biggest mall in Denver. And the Cherry Creek neighborhood, as I said, very different from the last two we talked about, even though it's close in proximity. It's the most expensive neighborhood in Denver. I mean, the real estate in Cherry Creek is insane. It's very nice. It's a lot of luxury properties and just very quiet streets. I don't know how they do it, but they keep it so quiet, so nice. This Cherry Creek North area, so you can see the Cherry Creek neighborhood here. The boundaries kind of Colorado on the east, but this Cherry Creek North, that's just north of the mall, you could just walk these 8, 9, 10 blocks, and it's shopping, dining, some of the best Denver has to offer, some of the best any city has to offer. Super cool place. I mean, if you can't afford to live here, which neither can I, just to go stay there, just to go walk around, it's a great neighborhood to check out. Some really, really cool hotels. You can do a staycation, stay a night there. Some really good restaurants, like I said. One of my favorite restaurants in Denver, Blue Island Oyster Bar and Seafood Grill. Best happy hour in town. One of the best happy hours in town. If you're not a seafood person, I'm sorry, but if you are and don't mind shellfish, oysters, drinks, it's amazing. I still feel like the word's not completely out for some reason, but it's great. And right next to that is one of the more famous burger joints in Denver, the Cherry Cricket. What I love about the Cricket is it's in the middle of Cherry Creek, and it's completely not Cherry Creek. It's just a normal burger joint. They have delicious burgers, and they have beers, and it's like if you need a break from all the fancy, people just dress different in Cherry Creek. It's odd. If you need a break from that, then go to the Cricket. Get a burger. You'll feel normal, at least for me. That's normal type of thing for me. Cherry Creek is actually it's a really nice neighborhood. It's very expensive, very nice. It's actually where my office is. No big deal. No, it's not anything like that. It just happens to be there. Hey, that's me. I popped up. I won't do that again. Schools, public schools, it says B here, which is hilarious because any home in Denver that is within the Cherry Creek School District, that'll be like the main selling point of the home. Like Cherry Creek schools, everybody wants to be there. So it's really good schools. I'm not sure what niche.com is getting here. But that's Cherry Creek for you, ladies and gentlemen. The next one, so many C's. Half the list is C's, but we're going to go City Park. So I'm going to look at it on here too. Another park-based neighborhood here in Denver, of which there are many. So City Park, right here. So you see to the east of that is Park Hill, which we'll talk about later. You have Montclair. And then remember Cap Hill? It's right here. So just to the northeast is City Park. And this kind of is downtown. So City Park is a great neighborhood, a small neighborhood. And there's another neighborhood called City Park West, just to the west here, that I'm going to include on there too, because otherwise it's just like, again, 10, 12 blocks. But so City Park itself, biggest park in Denver. It's got a zoo. It's got a golf course. It's got a lake, which is fake, but it's still awesome. Probably the best park in Denver for my money, and great place to do a number of activities. And then the neighborhood is just very nice. A little spendier than Cheeseman or Cap Hill, but it's got that park neighborhood feel as well. And good for families, it says. That's what niche.com says. it's another great urban living neighborhood, close enough to downtown that you could walk if you wanted. City Park, it's great. If you can find a place in City Park and you like living in a city with also some greenery, etc., it's a good spot. Oh, City Park West stayed on here. Never mind. Okay, so that includes what I just talked about, City Park West. Okay, and then we have Congress Park. So Congress Park, I'm just going to hit on real quick because it's a lot of what we already talked about. I think this is more than 10. I don't think I got all these off. Just south of City Park, and then also you'll see too, Cap Hill right there, Cheeseman Park right there, and then Congress Park is over here. A lot of the same things as Cap Hill and Cheeseman. Little more single-family residence than condo, multifamily, that type of thing, attached properties. It's halfway between a Cap Hill, so literally and figuratively, Congress Park halfway between a Cap Hill and a Park Hill, if you will. So Park Hill, very residential, so many single families. Cap Hill, kind of the opposite. Congress Park is that nice middle zone, nice in between. There's a Trader Joe's, which I know everybody loves. That's fine. And there's also a lot of good restaurants and things. Postino is a great one right here on Colorado. And there's Blue Pan Pizza, which is Detroit style pizza, which everybody loves too. It's super delicious. It's heavy. You can't do it too often or too much, but it's wonderful. And it's got this nice little strip. Shells and Sauce is a great Italian place too. So Congress Park is a nice square park, park. Yes, it is. There's a small park too, but square neighborhood. Colfax on the north side. Yeah, good spot. Moving on, downtown. Okay, we're switching it up again. So, what can I tell you about downtown Denver? It is different from many of these. Not too many people live downtown. And I'm going to just go Lodo here. Whoops. Just going to pull up Lodo. Lower downtown. We love to abbreviate here in Denver. So that's Lodo. That's lower downtown. The Union Station is right there. That's kind of the epicenter of downtown. But all this area here is kind of downtown. A lot of this down here is the business district. This is 16th Street Mall. Right here, that's part of downtown. If you're visiting and people tell you to go to 16th Street Mall, you can. Don't spend much time there. It's kind of chainy and it's not a great indication of what Denver has to offer. Skip it is what I'm saying. Skip it or go, I don't care. Do whatever you want. But Larimer Square is a much better option for something downtown. Shopping, restaurants, some of my favorite restaurants in Denver are there. It's a very small, little block stretch of things, but it's wonderful. Downtown, living there. Who lives downtown? People who like nightlife and not just go out to eat, but crazy nightlife, like shots, that type of thing. I mean, it is like it sounds. It's a real downtown. The Rockies ballpark is down there, which is great. That's right in Lodo. But it's an intense way of life, probably rentals or you own a condo. That's what you're going to do. A lot of, hey, just graduated from college, got some money, want to live right in the middle of it. Lodo, downtown. Then a couple years, we grow out of it, move to other neighborhoods. So downtown, yeah, it's great. It's a great place to go visit. Most people that are moving to town or are thinking about buying, do I direct them to downtown? No. That's just the way it is. Unless you're the type of person who just likes to be in the center of the action, then Lodo, downtown is for you. Next, okay, so Highlands. So this is an interesting one. This is kind of all-encompassing. So I'm going to pull this up, overall niche grade A, and I'm going to pull up Highland on this map, and you're going to see where that is. So first of all, no one calls it Highland. It's called the Highlands because it's a few different neighborhoods and just because. I don't exactly know why it's called that. But you see Lodo, downtown was right here. We're just across I-25 onto the western flank of Denver, and that's the Highlands neighborhood. So Highlands is a few different parts. When you get up here to the north and west parts, it's much more residential homes and stuff like that. But then we also have what's called Low-High, again, another abbreviation. Low-High, Lower Highland. Okay, that's what Google's going to call it. That's fine. Okay, yeah, this is the lower southeast part of the Highlands. And this is, there's a lot going on. It's, again, for living, it's a little more livable than a Lodo, for example, but it's still epicenter, A lot happening, bars, nightlife, that type of thing. Little less wild than downtown. If you're a slightly more refined person, usually you'd go like right after college, Lodo, and then maybe your next step, if you're still not ready to settle down, would be Low-High, the Highlands, something like that. Very expensive. It's an expensive place to live because it's really cool. It's very desirable. There's not a lot of housing, but coffee shops. I mean, there's parks. There's Little Man Ice Cream. There's more bars, restaurants, speakeasies. I've done 2 dispatch episodes already in Low-High. It's great. It's one of my favorite places to just walk around and hang out. But yeah, Low-High, when I did the Bar Taco Dispatch episode, I talked to Nino, the general manager, and he described it as the clientele in Low-High eats out 3 times a day, 7 days a week. I mean, it's really, you're still not probably getting deep into your 30s, into your 40s. Obviously, many people will. But if you're still in that younger demographic, but you're kind of done with downtown, Low-High, and you can afford it, Low-High is a place you might want to be. And it's really a great spot. Some of the best restaurants in town. I know I've said that about like 3 different neighborhoods, but they're all true. So next, again, something interesting, a bit of a misnomer here. Even though it's technically called North Cap Hill, it's Uptown. Because we already did Cap Hill, so I'm not going to do North Cap Hill 2. But what you see is this Uptown area. So that's right between the west side of City Park and downtown is what's called Uptown. Very similar type of vibe to Low-High or the Highlands in general. Very walkable. A lot of apartments, condos, that type of thing. Nightlife, etc. Don't want to be downtown, but very walkable to downtown, and everything else is Uptown. I've spent a lot of time there, and there's some great places to hang out. So, Platte Park. Okay, let's get a little different here. So we're moving to the south, and I'll show you where Platte Park is. So Platte Park right here. So in context, where are we? There's Denver. We have Cap Hill right there. We have a City Park right here. We're going way south. Yes, down south of 25. Platte Park, just south of Wash Park and Wash Park West. Platte Park is a great neighborhood. It's gotten very expensive. It used to be kind of the more affordable side of Wash Park in those areas. It's not very affordable anymore, but it is a great place to live, great place to hang out. It's got the Old South Pearl District, which is one of the best shopping districts in town. It's got Sushi Den, which is probably the most highly regarded sushi place in town. But again, the prices at Platte Park are just under the prices in Wash Park, which are probably the second highest in Denver after Cherry Creek at this point. So if you're looking for that and you're looking for more of a home, classic neighborhood feel, Platte Park is a good place to go. And there's Platte Park itself is very small, the park, but there's a lot of parks within close proximity there. So if you're looking for green space, that's a good one. What did I do? Yeah, screwed it up. Okay, that's Platte Park. Next one, we are going to go, it says South Park Hill, but North Park Hill is actually just ranked above it too. So I'm just going to combine both of them and look at Park Hill in Denver. If you've watched this channel a lot, you've heard me talk about Park Hill a lot. It's where I live. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods. It's probably the most residential on the list. It's also got 3-4 really good strips, small strips of local eateries, bars, breweries, and shops, places to hang out, but less so than a lot of these others we've talked about. It's a lot of single-family homes. Great place I have a family, it's great for us. Great place to walk your dog, just go on walks in general, especially in the south part of Park Hill, a lot of mature trees. It's a really good neighborhoody feel while still being close to all this epicenter stuff we were talking about. Short drive downtown, short Uber ride if you're into that. The north part of Park Hill, North Park Hill, is more affordable. Much more affordable than South Park Hill. Smaller homes, but still good-sized lots. Most of them have great backyards. So it's a place I always recommend people check out if they're moving to town and looking to buy a home. Beyond that, we just have a few more. We're going to go to Stapleton, which niche.com has not updated. It is now called Central Park, the neighborhood of Denver. This is a good little move here because we're just to the east of Park Hill, Central Park. Newer build, used to be the old airport in the 90s, back before they built the new airport way the heck out of there. So a lot of these places are newer. It's got a lot going on and just a ton of housing. You can see sort of here, it just gives you a preview of newer builds. Not so much yards. It's a lot of house per lot. There aren't many yards in Central Park, but if you're looking for new, nicer, still good proximity to everything, prices are creeping up there, but it's less than a lot of these neighborhoods we're talking about. And, it's mostly single family homes or big duplexes or townhomes or stuff like that. Central Park's a great place to be. Plus, it's also got great proximity to the current airport, which is over here. So if you travel a lot, that's a place you may want to look at. Two more. I'm going to go through these real quick. University. I don't know how many this is. I'll have to count afterwards because I think it's more than 11. University. I will show you. It is around the University of Denver, University. Yep. Of Denver or DU. I'll just look at the University of Denver. Right here, so University Park is what it's often called. This is the neighborhood around University and DU, University of Denver, DU. I don't know why they do that. Young, walkable. If you're a student, obviously a great place to live. Just to the east of Platte Park and just south of Wash Park, which we talk about, and also Corey Merrill, which we didn't discuss, but goes in line with a lot of these neighborhoods we talked today. DU, I don't see a lot of people moving there. Prices have gone up because of the pressure from Platte Park and from Wash Park. And, if you're a student and you're renting or looking for a place to buy, it's a good place to be. And you do have good access to Colorado Boulevard and everything that has to offer. But I don't see a ton of people looking at DU. Maybe it's right for you, maybe not. Let's chat. Last one is Wash Park. I just did the neighborhood tour of Wash Park, aka Washington Park, which it's rarely referred to as one of the best parks itself in Denver. And the neighborhood, like I said, very desirable, very residential. Think of like a Park Hill on steroids, just very residential, beautiful homes, some Victorians, some new builds, some bungalows, a lot of space, big homes, big backyards. It's the cream of the crop. I mean, if you're not a luxury Cherry Creek person, but you still got a good chunk of money, Wash Park is maybe where you want to be. It's very residential, but it does have some strips of dining and shopping as well. And good schools. Really, you see a lot of green over here on niche.com. It's just, there's really, the only drawbacks to Wash Park are affordability. And that's pretty much it. Housing, I guess, is B-. That's what they're talking about there. Again, not accessible for everybody, but it's a very good neighborhood. So that's a rundown of Denver neighborhoods. If you have any that you're interested in that I didn't go over, or you just want to talk real estate or need a realtor in the area, this is what I always tell people, just reach out to me. I'll put my contact info below. Happy to talk more, always happy to help you guys out with whatever you need. I would love to be your go-to Denver real estate resource. So otherwise, thank you for watching, and we will talk soon.